my mic or no? Alright. Hope you're having a good day. Happy Tuesday, happy Tuesday. Yes.
Happy Tuesday, people. How's your day today?
Monday?
Yes, and live.
Oh yeah. The day is just beginning. Let me get myself together. I should have done this off live, but I was just wanted to get started. And put the light on. Now is it? I think it's dead this one. So let me use this one. This was terrible. I should have been starting, but whatever. You know what? No mic. No mic. No mic today. Let me see if I can hear myself. I don't got time. Alright, good. Let's see if I can hear myself. Yo. Alright, I think it's good. What's good, everybody? It's your girl, NAMII, aka Professor NAMII, or Professor NAMII, but I'm not your mother. And we're back with another live. We're going to be doing these lives Monday through Friday to give you some education about the culture. Now, as you wasn't here yesterday, lives on my profile, that's why I'm doing it on Twitch. The reason I started doing it on YouTube so I can save the lives, people go back and look up information. Anyway, it's time. Alright. Name some things you learned yesterday about the first pharaoh, NAMII, aka Menes.
We learned that he was the first pharaoh, obviously, and that he was, I think he, I remember, I think he was like the creator of Egypt, or
No,
he was royal.
he unified Upper and Lower Egypt, and they made them into one. And that's what we're going to talk about. One band, one sound. If you want to join and be Kemetic, Kemetic comes first. You're Kemetic Jamaican, Kemetic Latino, Kemetic whatever. You are Kemetic first. One band, one sound. Okay? But for one band, one sound, we become one people. Alright? Ancient Egypt is a fake name. Back then, they did not call this land Egypt. It was called Kemet.
Kemet means black land.
Very good. Kemet means
Black land.
black land. And since the Arabs and the Greeks did not consider themselves to be black, they switched the name
To Egypt.
Because they were outsiders. It made them feel uncomfortable because it made them remind them that this is not my land. I'm just taking shit. And the white people went along with it because, again, they had a deal. You take that over, we take America's over. Even though little do they know, Egypt started in America. But that's another thing we're going to get into. Anyways, NAMII, aka Menes, is the first ever pharaoh, the father of the nations is what they called him. He created the upper and lower unification of Kemet. He used a blueprint of the symbols such as the Ankh. Everyone loves the Ankh. I'm not doing it right, I don't know. Well, it's decent, I tried. And the other symbols, he created the government, centralized the government, and he also created a military. Now, NAMII is the blueprint. Today we're going to talk about the second pharaoh, Joseph. He's the father of the other pharaoh, Segment, that we're going to talk about later on because we're doing this in order. In order for it to get all the information that needs to be pushed out, we're going to do it in order. Joseph is the father of Pharaoh Segment. He's the second pharaoh. What do you think Joseph did?
I think that
This is of guess. Guess what?
I think that he helped protect the nation.
Yeah, close enough. Let me show some pictures of what he looked like. You want to see what NAMII looked like?
Yes, interesting.
Alright, give me a second. I have photos.
Wait, they had photos back then?
No, they had statues. Like, we were going to bring that back too. But statues last longer than photos. Photos, anyone could just rip up and tear off. Statues and monuments last forever. See why they didn't want us knowing or seeing their noses. They will know that they have the same noses as us. Arabs have a particular nose. Europeans have a particular nose. And because the noses on the statues, the monuments, did not match, they cut them off. And that is NAMII. Yeah. This is NAMII, the first ever pharaoh. Father of the nation. Now we're going to look at Joseph. This is him. He has remember, the reason that all of these infrastructures are still standing today is because of Joseph. Joseph created and founded, and he proved that with organized planning, engineering, and project management, he could create infrastructure that actually lasts older than the human lifespan. He helped build and what? Oh, yeah, here, I'm sorry, I'm gonna take it. But yeah, he helped plan, scale, and structure the pyramids that are standing today. One of the world's longest pyramids, Safar, they renamed it. That's not the original name, of course. But yeah, and he also hired Imhotep. Oh, let me close this one. Because you're distracted. You want to take a picture or look at what Imhotep is? I hope you don't say it. But he's the architect that Pharaoh Joseph hired to create the pyramids that we're going to be breaking down today. Now, I have a question for you, bro. I just told you who Imhotep is. What did he do?
He built the pyramids, and he I think he was an engineer. Like, he built projects and stuff like that. Because I read project monuments.
That's close enough. He's an architect. He helped design and build the pyramids. He also was one of the first gods of healing and medicine, herbal medicine. He came up with different ways to heal people of different sicknesses using different types of herbs, medicines, or everyday things that they used to have back then. He had a book and he was like the first doctors of ancient Egypt. He helped a lot of people. He saved a lot of people as well.
Interesting.
Yeah, he is one of the first recorded doctors, healing or medicine, recorded in ancient KEMET history. And it's crazy because he did not come from royal status. He didn't come from a rich family. He earned, keyword, earned his seat in the royal court. With that being said, I feel like that means a lot because a lot of people that first come into KEMET, because before a new KEMET is even established, you're going to have to build a royal court. And if you don't know what a royal court is, let me explain that to you right here. Pharaoh, sometimes co-pharaoh, most of the time the wife is the co-pharaoh, but if he is misogynistic, he can hire someone else or get someone else in the family in the bloodline to be co-pharaoh. Question? Oh, sorry. You see now? You can move your chair closer.
Yes. Can I say the next one? The royal wife and the prince or princess.
Mm-hmm.
They're the pharaoh and royal wives.
Yes, and the visor is next. Visors is the administration. They usually, let's say if someone wants to take something to court, the visors will be like the judge, the head administrative person. The person that knows everybody, the head manager of almost everything in the kingdom, along with the pharaohs and the royal family. The high priestesses, the gods and goddesses, Horus, Anubis, Akate, Maat, Bastet. They have reincarnated. I came across some of them, but most of them have been time and they eventually had to leave. But we will be taking account. I can tell and see an high priestess when I see one. You can see a fake from a real. You can feel a fake from a real. Anyways, nobles is next. Most of the people that like collect tax funds, administrative work, as also work in the courts and the other halls and stuff going on. Make sure everything is going the way it's supposed to. The advisors as well works closely with the nobles. The generals and officials are usually clean military security. Scribes write everything down in charge of the library. Anunnaki aliens, artificial intelligence. Back then, we had the Anunnaki. If you guys don't know, you need to Google it. And they actually bred with some of the Kemetics before. And that's why a lot, or some of us have ancient DNA or otherworldly blood types. Typically, you know who you'd have an otherworldly blood type when you try to donate blood and they refuse to take your blood. Don't act so I know. We also got the construction heads. Those are going to be one of the most important in the royal court because without our construction heads, how it's going to divide and I can't even talk. Who else is going to design and actually make plans
For new Kemet.
Yep. Why are you putting it in parentheses like that? Is that supposed to be funny? Okay. Like I said, those are the designers of the pyramids and other infrastructure that's going to be taking place. And then we have the priest in training, which is going to be working under the high priestess, gods and goddesses. Not everyone could be a priest in training. You would be approached if you're going to be a priest in training. Let's go back to what we was talking about before. Now, you can earn a seat in the royal court. Like Imhotep, he was not of royal bloodline. He was not in the royal court. I think his parents were farmers. However, he earned a seat by becoming a great architect, a great head of construction, and a good friend of the pharaoh. Pyramids are energy centers to recharge and receive minerals. They're also good for storing tombs. Question, all right, what do you think pyramids should be used for? What do you think is under pyramids?
I think tombs and the pharaoh's house.
You think the pharaoh's house is under a pyramid? No. It's going to be tunnels, tombs, support pillars, chambers, crystals, gold, and eventually an underground city will be built. And as well as other natural resources like oils, limestone, a whole bunch of other things. And it has a lot of tunnels because a lot of tombs is going to be there. And then you're going to also have a mausoleum. A lot of people are like, oh, we're going to do mummification. Mummification back then was a belief. Now we see is different ways to dispose of a body after it's shed its last leg. You will have a choice between mummification and just getting a regular casket put under a pyramid. If you are from the royal court, you have this choice to be in a mausoleum, the mausoleum of remembrance of the greats. Tombs. Like I said, if you choose to be mummified, you're going to be reincarnated. Your soul will come back when it's life. Before, people did not know that. They thought that was just the only way in the process after you die. But it's been proven, if you have been mummified in a past life, your soul will eventually come back into this realm. Question.
Was I mummified?
Yes.
That's why I came.
Anyways, once you're mummified, you're going to come back eventually. If you don't want to come back, you don't want to be back in this world, you tired of it, you over it, blah, 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 blah. You have an option to be buried normally as in a casket under a pyramid. We're gonna have a specific pyramid for the people of New Kemet. If they decide to be buried, they go under the tunnels. You have a ceremony, and you could be buried with your things as well. But I have to disclose it. But if you choose to be mummified and have an old school tomb, you're gonna come back. All right. Moving along. What's under the pyramid? We already discussed that. Do you want to see a picture of what's going to be under our pyramids? Our pyramids is going to be the same but different from what the pyramids is or was back then, because we have access to higher amounts of technology and many other things as well. Let me give you an idea of what the pyramids will be looking like in New Kemet. Under the pyramids will be pillars, and these pillars will help not only keep the pyramid up, but keep it from sinking in the ground and messing up the tunnels that is going to be built to not only have the tombs of the bodies of the citizens of New Kemet, but also other resources, also the tunnels and other things. A lot of energy is going to be stored below there because not only are pyramids, tunnels, tombs, it's going to be an energy center. You're going to be able to harness and channel energy. You build energy, generate energy from these pyramids. They're going to be very deep. You'll see how you come in, it's going to be that, and then you go under on the tunnel. There's going to be different levels under as well. I already have a blueprint of everything sketched out on how we're going to design the pyramids in New Kemet. Question? Oh yeah, sorry, I was just showing how live. Scroll. What do you think? Like I said, pyramids are energy centers, so we charge, receive downloads, as well as hold tombs, tunnels, gold, natural resources, crystals, and many other things. They're also power plants as well. The chambers is going to have a lot. I think I'm going to make the chambers of crystals. I'm not exactly sure which crystals, so it can get as much energy, absorb as much energy as possible. Anyways, who is the true owners of Egypt or Kemet? Narmer is not the owner of Egypt. He was the first pharaoh from the nation, but he was not the owner. The Greeks and the Arabs are the original Kemetics, or no? Okay. Now, one of the goals, first steps, in order to get Kemet off the ground that I will be working on, we need 50,000 acres of land. I know that sounds crazy, but 50,000 acres of land is equivalent to the island of Manhattan that we and Ari are living on today. We need full ownership. We have to own the resources of the land as well. Because as we know in history, if we don't own the resources that comes with the land, they're going to try to inch their way in some way, somehow. We cannot allow that. You've seen what happened last time. They gave us in our stuff. Only certain bloodlines that are going to be properly vetted can be in New Kemet. And you have to be initiated in, but we're going to get into that later. How can this information help New Kemet? Joser, he proved that engineering, project management can create lasting infrastructure such as pyramids. Did I show the pyramids that he created, him and Anupa today? Alright, let me take a picture.
You only showed the blueprints for the
Yeah, the new
that
pyramids.
we're gonna
Yeah. The step pyramid. This is what Anupa created for Joser, the second pharaoh. Yeah, there's more pictures too. You could go see it today, but it didn't normally look like this. It looked better than this. A lot of the stuff was like moved. But yeah. Step pyramid is still standing today, as you can see, please go visit. It is durable construction, and that's the key for having a long-lasting nation. They cut and chopped off all the noses of all the sculptures, everything that showed who the true ancient Egyptians or Kemetics are. However, if we create new durable construction, new durable infrastructures, it's going to be something that they can't just easily chop off. We have the technology for it, we have the knowledge for it. We just actually got to make that plan to implement it. Now that is not how it used to be. We're in a more advanced age of technology, even though people say we had more technology back then. I think that's true, but it's not true because most of the technology we had back then was for the Anunnaki helping us out. But once the Europeans came into power, the Anunnaki did not really fuck with us the same because of them. Even today, they have a whole Area 51 center where the old Egypt was as well. And they take test subjects on the Anunnaki, aka the aliens that they find today. But there's other species as well, such as the Pleiadians, the Anunnaki, the aliens, the green ones, the gray faces, there's a whole bunch of different types. But regardless of the fact, we had their help back then, so they helped us with a lot of things as well, and the giants too. Regardless, energy centers are pyramids, and we need a good team to help plan and modernize the pyramid so it can be used the way it was back then. Joseph taught us, build what lasts. It doesn't matter how long it takes, it matters what material you use and how you use it so it can keep still standing years and years and years and years and years. Menace Margaret, first pharaoh told us we are one nation. Another thing I wanted to talk about, unity. Unity is key. Just because when you Kemet and you say, oh, I'm Kemetic, and you're still doing the same thing of the colonizers that took you over, are you really Kemetic? No. Say it.
No.
One band, one sound, one shared identity. You coming into Kemet and holding on to past ways and traditions of your oppressors. Some of them not your oppressors, because I know a lot of people have traditions that accept in your family, which is understandable. But a lot of these oppressors conquered nations that were already built. A lot of these oppressors took over lands that had owners and forced the people of these lands to adapt to their ways. So if you're bringing that colonizer ideology to Kemet, that will not be allowed. Once initiated in, you are Kemetic first. You are one shared identity, one band, one sound.
You're Kemetic first. Kemetic, whatever.
Yes, you're Kemetic.
If you're Kemetic by blood, then you're Kemetic.
Yeah, you're Kemetic by blood, you're Kemetic. But if you're not, you're from a different nation, you're Kemetic first. Kemetic first.
That's something.
If you don't do this ideology, you won't have one shared identity, and it will cause separation and division. A lot of people, oh, I want to understand that. Then you cannot be Kemetic. Kemetic understands and acknowledges where you came from, your culture, identity. However, the same oppressor ideologies, no. You have to change your mind. You have to change your lifestyle. Being Kemetic is a lifestyle. It's not just something, oh, I got my ankh.
That's weird.
No. You are not getting the gates. Especially since if you're not Kemetic by blood, you have to go through a process. The whole royal court has to approve you, and you have to get initiated in to prove that you are, in fact, choosing this life. It's not something you just want to run away from. If that's the case, you could go live at the data center they're working on right now. So how do you And a lot of people like 50,000 acres for a data center. They're building a whole town and these centers because they're not going to want you outside. They're going to want to force you to work for free. They're going corporation. They're going to want to force you to be of service. They're going to force, oh, it's too much to pay for rent. It's too much to pay for this. But guess what? You can't afford it. Come work and live at these data centers. That's what you want? To keep up your oppressive ideology? Then be my guest. But if you're Kemetic by blood, you have an opportunity to enjoy the black land that we're going to have. But it will have to cost you leaving the coon and colonizer ways and the past. Facts. One band, one sound, really is key. Kemetic. Remember the
I need a little teacher on that.
Yeah, I need more markers too. I'm gonna get some, but don't worry. Another thing, genius has no class, no ranking, and no limitation. Like Imhotep. Imhotep, like I said, he comes from farmers. He was not born into the royal court, which means his work, his mind, his dedication to building this nation pushed him up in ranks because he proved that this nation, put your hand down before I smack the shot. He proved that this nation is what he wants. Genius of no class. You cannot be Pharaoh unless you're Kemetic by blood. I know it's gonna be very hard to like, why can I be Kemetic? I've already initiated in. I've been living. Research Cleopatra, the last pharaoh. She did not randomly come to Egypt. She did not randomly become pharaoh. She used her beauty magic to become pharaoh. She preyed on the two gods, Isis and Osiris, who were madly in love with each other, by the way. Hold on, excuse me. She preyed on those two gods, gained their trust, put magic on them, and somehow, some way, she was pharaoh. The only white Greek pharaoh, by the way. That was not by accident. The Arabics, even the Greeks tried to take over ancient Kemet, but they failed every time because we had a strong military, strong base. And not only that, we had unity. One band, one sound. And because of that unity, even if we didn't like each other, we didn't like what each other stood for, we stayed as one unit because we wasn't no other identity. We was Kemetic first. So even when they had all those things, all those people and tried to take over, it did not work because we was one band, one sound. You feel me? So in order for them to take over, they had to do it the sly way. They had to prey on the heartstrings of the people. That's where Cleopatra comes in. She purposely came to Kemet. She purposely forced her magic. She was a really good magician. She put magic on our gods and goddesses and made them believe she was worthy. She was of royalty when she never was. She was from Greece. And even in Greece, she was a royalty. So how do you come from being a commoner in Greece to coming here and thinking you could be Pharaoh? That's where we fucked up. And if I was still alive when that happened, it would have never happened. What was that about?
So who Cleopatra?
And that's why the white people love her so much. That's why all these different nations love her so much. They got rid of the one thing they couldn't take, no matter how hard they tried. Kemet. Why do you think that she's the most praised pharaoh, the most famous woman pharaoh. There was other women pharaohs. We're gonna get into Hatshepsut. Don't even get talked about the way she should. However, why do you think Americans, Europeans, all these different, even the Arabics love Cleopatra? She was the last pharaoh. She ruined the dynasty that they could not take over themselves. That's why to this day, everyone praises, oh, Cleopatra. I will never praise that bitch. She was never Kemetic. She was never one of us. If anything, she destroyed us. And that's honestly where the Europeans that came to America got it from. They used her magic to put a spell and make all of us forget who we really were. I'm gonna put that again. They used the magic from over in Europe to put a spell on us in America to make us forget who we really were. Cleopatra ruined our dynasty, and to this day, she gets praised for it.
She's ruining people. She ruined us.
What? History always repeats itself. And what goes around comes around, and their contract is up. And the fucked up thing about it is even when they have the Cabbage Patch Kids, they have these clone babies come to the Midwest, set up shop here so they can become the majority after they killed most of the people that was fighting them because they knew this is our land. They didn't teach them or tell them the truth. And that is why everything is crumbling down today. The grandchildren of the people who took over Kemet don't even know the truth about their ancestors' doings. Only a small few, because most of the people, the white people that you see today, come from Cabbage Patch Kids. They wasn't really here. The grandparents, great-grandparents wasn't here past the early 1900s, late 1800s. So they don't truly know everything that happened and how the takeover of America was, because they literally are clones, NPCs. Big online, look it up, orphan trains, Cabbage Patch Kids. That's another episode. We'll go deep later. So, what happens is when you die off and your grandchildren, your great-grandchildren don't know the truth, how can they uphold the truth if they don't know it? I'm going to repeat that. How can they uphold the truth if they don't know it? But
maybe they can watch it live, and then if you tell the truth, they can know.
yeah, hopefully, but I know people are watching even though it's like I got 0 views. I know they're watching. I already know what time it is. However, how can they uphold a lie if they don't even know the truth? That's what I'm saying. And because of this, we need to become unified
And eat in one band,
one sound. In order for us to be unified, we need to have a unified royal court. And not only that, the first step is the court. 1.5 step is the land. 50,000 acres. Let's ask, hold on. Let's ask Google, how many acres is Manhattan? Manhattan is 14,000 acres, 14,600 acres. What I'm aiming for, all right, let's not just say 50. 50 is a lot. I'll settle for 30,000 acres. Because I want us to have a large farm, large downtown, large homes for everybody. I want us all to live like the kings and queens that we really are. The niggas that we truly are. And I'm not talking about niggas or niggers. Niggas that we truly are. Yes.
Is that on top for kings and queens?
Yes, niggas, not niggas. Niggas is niggas. Niggas is niggas.
Niggas?
Niggas.
Oh,
Niggas.
it kind of sounds like the N word with an ass.
Yeah, but they've changed it to something derogatory so people feel bad saying it. But it's really niggas.
Yeah, but they actually made it into a curse word.
Yeah. So like I said, first step course, 1.5 step plan. From there, we have a nice plan. I already have blueprints, ideas, ideologies. We just need finalization and scribes, advisors. We need a team. I can't do this all on my own. So I'm gonna keep talking about it until I get my team. The royal court. And it's levels to the royal court. But of course, question.
What about the teacher?
Teachers are here. Also, some scribes will be teachers as well. And nobles.
Are we gonna have the same teacher for math or a different teacher for math?
It's gonna be different subjects.
Like so different teacher for each subject. So they can I guess.
Oh yeah, why are you asking right now? I told you already. It will be settled. We have to get the court first, okay? And learn the history so you can remember. Even though it's a lot that I'm not saying, and I'm not saying for a reason. Let's go back. What have you learned so far?
I learned that NAMII was the father, was the first father of the nation. I forgot he was the second. I know the second pharaoh name, and there's no how to pronounce it. Djoser.
The D is silent. Djoser.
Djoser. Okay. Djoser was an Arctic.
He was second pharaoh. After
Pharaoh.
Pharaoh died.
I know that.
And he planned and he hired. I'm on that. Excuse me if I'm not saying. I'm on that. And I'm on that as an architect. And he designed the pyramid, the first step of the pyramid that you see today. But our pyramids are going to be different. Like I said, we're going to be using the same design with more modern technology. We know more now. So a pyramid is not just going to be a pyramid and a few tunnels. It's going to be a pyramid and then 1 tunnel, 2 tunnel, 3 tunnel. And then like even inside the pyramid, a level there, we can go in the recipe. It's going to be more expanded
Than the old school tunnels.
Versus the old school ones. I need a new drag race. So not only are we going to have natural resources inside the pyramids, such as gold, copper, limestone, crystals. I think the pillars are going to be made with limestone and crystals. I'm hearing amethyst, so we're going to find some amethyst. And cobalt as well. And we need architects really bad as well. And constructions. These are going to be our energy centers. These are going to have a special pyramid for the tombs of the. And we also have mausoleums as well for, like the Valley of Kings. We're going to have a mausoleum for the members of the great. And yeah, any questions? No. All right, I'm going to test you. Who is the highest rank?
The highest rank is pharaoh.
It's the second highest rank.
Oh, it's usually divided by,
What's after the royal family?
The royal family visor.
What's after visor?
I forgot the other one, but it's goddess.
The gods and goddesses, the high priestesses.
Yeah.
What's after the high priestesses? Nobles. Generals, officials. Scribes. Anunnaki. And the heads of construction. And the architects. And then what's under there? The priests in training. The artisans. Farmers, laborers. Military, artillery team, navigators. And we're also going to have a beauty room, a beauty palace called the Pink Palace, where people can work, hair and nail estheticians. We have to look good. A part of KEMET, you have to look good. At our balls, events, you have to look good. There's no exception. You're not going to be accepted if you look as well. You have to look good. We didn't play like that before. We're not going to play like that now. What?
Mommy, will there be a big section for the beauty?
It's not going to be kid section. It's co-ed. painting palace where you get your hair done, nails done. If you work there, it's gonna be a lot. And still have a blueprint for that as well.
Can I go sometimes?
Alright, shut up, bro. We're focusing right now on the history. So what did we learn today?
We learned about NAMII. I keep
Joser?
Joser. I keep forgetting his name. The guy
Imhotep.
Imhotep.
I don't know.
We learned about the rankings and we learned about some of the plans for KEMET.
And the pyramids.
And the pyramids.
The pyramids are important. What's the pyramids used for?
They're used for tombs, tunnels, natural resources like gold, crystal, limestone. I forgot the other one.
And it's an energy center.
And it's an energy center.
We're going to have a separate pyramid for the tombs. And we're going to have a separate pyramid for the energy center. You can come in, relax, get downloads, connect. Sort of like, what's it called? Sort of like a church, but not really.
And we're gonna have
Have what?
I just forgot. We're
Okay.
gonna have big houses, big farms.
Yes. You will have, it depends, of course. We have to figure that out, but we have to get a team first and secure the land. Once we do that, we could do the natural resources, and then we start building. We have that in order. Like I said, I didn't realize that Manhattan is only 14,600 acres. I thought it was like 50 acres, 50,000 acres, I mean. So with that being said, knowing the size of this, we can survive on at least like minimum 25,000 acres, 30,000. But my goal, I want 50,000. Bigger the better for me. But you know, beggars can't be choosers, even though I'm not a beggar. You feel me? Anything else you'd like to say for the class before we close this out?
Yes. So let's make this clear. You can't be Pharaoh if you're not. You can't be Pharaoh if you're
Yes, you
not committed by
cannot
blood.
be Pharaoh if you're not
Because
committed by
because you remember what happened.
no hard feelings. Cleopatra was an insider. She was a spy.
She was horrible.
She came to conquer
and she
and
ruined
destroy.
it.
And she did exactly that. Hence why she is the most praised today, and hence why they can continue this narrative in all these TV shows about ancient Kemet, that all these Arabs and white people were ancient Egyptians when facts,
they were not.
DNA, and mummies say otherwise. You catch me? You understand?
And the tunnels are used as energy sources, and we're gonna have big places.
Yes. Well, that is all we have for today. We will be back tomorrow with another lesson. I feel like these lessons are really short, so I'm gonna try to, make them longer. Yeah, I'm gonna try to make them longer. And instead of doing one pharaoh at a time, I'm gonna do 2 pharaohs at a time, so we can speed this up. You feel me? Anyway, if you're new to the channel, give this video a thumbs up, share with somebody to hit this, comment below,
And subscribe.
Subscribe, and I'll see y'all in the next live. Stay blessed, stay safe. I love y'all.
Love y'all.